little babies.
Oh, short joke. Short joke. That was a short joke.
I was wondering where he was going with it initially.
Yeah. I mean, that was a bad one. That was like my kind of joke that I would lead with, but yeah, you might want to try
Shut the fuck up, Ray. Bobby, anything going on with you?
Yeah, same old normal stuff.
Cool, that's awesome.
You know?
Let's start the show with some opening takes. Ray, seeing as you're on fucking fire, why don't you go ahead and start it, Fupa?
Thank you. It goes to the NBA, and whoever makes the NBA Finals, fuck you. I don't care about the West Coast. These 8:30 starts are bullshit. I want, like, the Super Bowl start at 6:40, 6:45 the latest. Give me till 9:30 so I can settle down, unwind, go to bed at a decent time, and not wake up angry with, like, 4 hours of sleep. Fuck you, NBA. Get your shit together. Every other sport, follow the NFL, you cunts.
Okay, I see where this is coming from now. It's not a me problem. This is a NBA problem. I feel better now.
I wasn't
I'm in a better
expecting
mood.
that rant there. That got
Sorry.
really whiny and cunty really quick.
No, sorry.
He needs to settle down.
No.
See, my short joke's coming around. You're a child. You're a little baby boy. Sucks on Bubba's. Bobby, you got an opening take?
I do.
That much fire?
Well, yes. Hold on. Who am I? We were prepared. We were prepared. We were prepared. He's such a little bitch. Just, oh my God. Like, it's like
Of course, you're talking about Joe
pretending to be
Mazzulla.
Yes, I am talking
Got
about
it.
Joe Mazzulla. I don't know how, without throwing your players under the bus in a statement, how can you possibly throw your players under the bus anymore by only defending yourself and saying we were prepared when you're ultimately defending a result where your team gets blown out by a team which you've now faced 3 out of the past 4 years in the playoffs. So maybe you know what they're about. I don't know. Maybe you could figure out that that's how the Heat are going to be. But no, that's how it is, and it was just the latest on the Celtics roller coaster where I'm slowly, morely becoming a Jimmy Butler fan.
Yeah, obviously we're gonna do a lot about the Celtics game, a lot in that Joe Mazzulla presser. What just cringe. I have a devil's advocate thought for you though, when it comes to old Joey Maz. No, don't get me wrong.
Bob's
I
not gonna
hate-
like that. Bob's not gonna like that at all.
I hate the kid, but and he is a kid, especially the way he's acting. He not only is younger than us,
And he's younger than us, so we can call him a kid.
he's a fucking kid. He's a dumb kid too.
He's pretending to be a coach.
Most kids are dumb.
All kids are
Wait, well,
dumb.
hold on. What?
All kids are dicks.
You didn't mean that.
I'm sorry, all kids are dumb.
Thank you.
Speaking of, so a larger umbrella point from me. This show's theme is True Colors. How did that? Who did that song?
Cindy
I know it
Lauper.
was-
I can see your true
colors
shining through. Oh God damn!
see it.
I'm erect.
Who did the
I'm erect. Hold on.
Who did the remake in the
Puff
in the
Daddy.
early-
I assume
the
it was
early aughts.
P. Diddy.
Yeah, it had to be Sean P. Diddy.
It was
Diddy?
someone of Diddy's likeness.
When things get rough, I'm in the club shooting with Puff.
How do I? Okay,
That was Exhibit, but I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, no, thank you for doing it. I completely lost my train of thought, but it's a perfect way to start the show. Unfortunately, I have to finish my thought, or it's going to go off the rails. The Celtics showed their true colors at both ends of the spectrum. We haven't been able to touch on that Game 7 performance from Tatum, but we've seen their ceiling, and we know what their floor is. Game 1 against the Heat was more, very predictable. I'm not even mad. It's just like, could you fucking get your shit together? Showing your true colors. We're gonna do a Red Sox segment. They somehow went on an 8-game winning streak in which we refused to talk about, and now they're on something like an 8-game losing streak. So perfect time to bring them up. True colors shining through for them. So that's the theme of the show. True colors. Everyone coming back. Water finding its level, if you would. The Simple Mind Sports Show. I'd also like to. We'll do a lot of Celtics. It's gonna be mostly Celtics. But touch on the 76ers fallout, because again, we haven't had time to talk about that. Doc Rivers fired. We'll see what you guys think about the Embiid comments. Do the Red Sox. The More You Know segment, previously known as Did You Know? I just like the more you know star with the
I know what
rainbow.
you're talking about. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Is that the whatever? Knowing is half the battle. Patriots position battles, which I might have forgotten to put in the email, but there's the link.
It's a small part about it.
Yeah. Okay. And Simplest Minds with me. Welcome to the Simple Minds Sports Show, Friday Rewind, May 19th. Welcome to the show. If you're watching on YouTube, you're welcome. If you're listening on wherever you get your podcasts, whether that be Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, which we are the #1 New England sports radio show. Still, I think. Haven't looked it up in a year, but I'm pretty sure that's true. Then rate, subscribe, review. Wherever you're watching, tell your friends, tell your mothers, tell them about W Energy Drink. Go to w.gg and type in promo code Simple Minds for 15% off all your orders on all your energy drink, gummy, shake needs. Shake it up, stir it up, spike it up with W Energy at w.gg. Celtics, true colors shining through. I mean, like I just said, the game 1 opener was as predictable as there was a big Tatum's 5-1 in game 7s. This is their 5th Eastern Conference Finals. He's 25, Jalen's 26. Marcus Smart's got to be damn near 30. How do you still come out not focused? How does Al Horford stop the practice the day before and say, you guys got to get your shit together? Still, after you just let a superior team take you to game 7 in the 76ers, and 3 days later, you're already back on your bullshit, not focused, not intense, not coming out playing defense. It's unbelievable.
I don't understand why they need a wake-up call every time like this situation happens. I mean, I believe they're 4-4 at home right now in these playoffs. Like, why do you have to get kicked in the nuts to get out there and play like a NBA championship type team that you are? Like, why can't you just go through the motions and be that team throughout these playoffs and not going 7 games in all these series?
Yeah, I mean, they follow the identity, I feel, of Tatum, where he is highly talented and that talent comes through, but he doesn't have a winning mentality. He isn't mentally strong. Now, granted, I'm saying this after he had one of the greatest game 7 performances ever, but then he follows up in week 1 and did he take 2 shots in the fourth quarter? I mean, did he even take
no
a shot?
shots in the fourth quarter? He had 4 shots in the second half, no field goals.
Yeah, like what's he doing? So he's flaky. He's mentally not always engaged, and that's what the team does. And then you add a coach that's the same way, and this is the team you get.
Yeah. So talking about the identity of the Celtics, they're an immensely talented front-running team, which is exactly what you just described Tatum as, which is a dookie. They're a front. You got a lot of talent. When things are going well, they go really, really well. But Tatum has shown flashes of that not necessarily being the case. Game 6 against Philly is a perfect example. 16 points to get him the lead there at the end. But Philly has their own choking problems, right? So that's not going to fly against Jimmy Butler and the Heat. It's just not. I don't remember the exact numbers. I should have looked them up. But games that were decided by 3 or less, the Celtics have a losing record by like 4 or whatever, and the Heat are winning at like a 600 clip in that type of game. And that's the type of game the Heat want to play. They know they're not as talented, so they muck it up and do their best to keep it close.
How many undrafted players do the Heat have on their team? I heard that stat last night. I thought they said like 5.
3 of them started.
3 of them start, and then they have 2 on the bench, right?
Maybe Vincent's undrafted.
Strauss.
Strauss is undrafted.
Tyler Hero, was he even drafted?
Tyler Hero was drafted, yeah.
Yeah, Duncan Robinson was the other one.
Danny Ainge wanted Tyler Hero the spot before and refused to give up like a 2nd-round pick or some stupid shit like that.
Fucking Danny Ainge.
Well, Maine Lobsters are fucking rolling now because of that, so don't worry about it.
You mean to tell me we could have had a white guy on the team?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Hey, Peyton played last night.
Sammy Buckets, man.
And Peyton Pritchard played last night.
Oh,
whatever.
God. We'll get to that.
Yeah, and Pritchard, they had him guarding fucking Jimmy Butler. What were they doing?
Okay, so continue the Missoula bashing. It's like him and Tatum. They don't have enough in game to adjust and correct. No, watch. Next game, there'll be an adjustment defensively and offensively. Tatum will come out. The Celtics will win on Friday. It's just book it. It's going to
They've
happen.
never made an in-game adjustment. That's literally never happened. That's why he doesn't call timeouts, because he can't draw up a set.
Or tell people what to do.
No, they do whatever they want.
Peyton Pritchard playing 12 minutes and not scoring. So what is he out there for? What
Because
is that little boy out there for? Like, you have a guy in Grant Williams that can go out there and not score and actually provide something on the other side of the ball in defense. What is Peyton Pritchard out there for if not to jack threes and give you a spark offensively? I don't even think he shot the ball.
He did. He missed.
Okay. Perfect. He definitely didn't score. Let me just give you some stats here. Jimmy Butler started out on fire because the Celtics refused to play defense. Just so soft, but finished with 35 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Dwight Bosch, a.k.a. Bam Adebayo, had it rolling early as well. 28 and 5 for him. And then between Vincent, Strus, Martin, and Kyle Lowry, they all had 15 points. They all shot above 50% from the field. They all shot above 50% from 3. So
they got whatever they wanted.
Right. Like the Heat had 31 3-point attempts. They shot 51% from behind the arc. But as I put here, like 30 of them were wide open. There was no contest.
Well, I mean, a general Heat game win is they score like 98. It's like a 98-94 win. They drop 123 on the Celtics to a team that's got 3 undrafted guys starting.
Here's a stat for you. Against the Heat, the Celtics are 0-4 when giving up 110 points or more, 4-0 when giving up under 110 points. However, if you ask Joe Mazzulla what the problem was with that third quarter, in which they gave up 45 points, he said their offense took a dip and the spacing was bad.
Yeah. Not the defense.
I believe they let their hand off the rope as well.
They were prepared. We're going to get to his comments.
For what, an ass kicking?
Yeah.
That's all it fucking was. It's Jimmy Butler's show.
After
everyone saying that
prepared.
Jason Tatum's a superstar, watch him take over. He's going to do what he did in Game 7. Nope. If Jimmy Butler, a.k.a. Michael Jordan's son, took over, and he showed why he was the best player in this.
If I'm Jimmy, I am unloading every last bit of energy I have because this is my best chance to win a chip.
Yeah.
Because the Nuggets or Lakers can be had if he gets there. I mean, they're no dynasties.
No. Jimmy Butler's not known to be the guy that gives you a 35-7-5 4 games in a row. Like, I fully expect the Celtics to win in fairly convincing fashion on
It's going to be a blowout tonight, or when we record tomorrow.
Yeah.
30 points. The 30-point blowout. Guaranteed.
No, they'll win by like 10 or something. But like it won't be relatively competitive. The Heat will make one push and then they'll kind of Jimmy will take a step back and go, let's get back to Miami. We did our job here. We split. Let's get back to Miami. I can pretty much see that coming. Tatum did finish with 30 points. 7 rebounds and an assist, 4 turnovers, 3 of them back to back in the fourth quarter in crunch time, which were some of the more ugly turnovers since I think the last game they played the Heat. Remember that game against the Heat? They were down 3 and he rose up to take a shot. They doubled him. He tried to do his cross court pass to the corner and it just was like easily picked off and pretty much ended the game. Yeah, he's mentally soft. The heater in his head, they play him well. And that one where he had a wide open 3 and went up and down and traveled. It's just like, obviously you're shook, dude. You're fucking shook.
Yeah,
you're absolutely shook. I'll tell you who else, maybe not shook, but sucked. Jaylen Brown has sucked recently. Sucked. 6 turnovers, 22 points. Raymond, thank you for acknowledging me on the text chain in my piece about him being a one-trick pony offensively. Do you see? I wasn't
sarcastic. Yeah, I wasn't sarcastic when I said that. I'm serious. Yes, I see it.
He can't even do his trick right now.
Nope, not really. Like that little stop bunny turnaround in the lane, which is usually automatic, is off. His free throw shooting sucks. The only thing that's working for him is transition, and he's hitting some big threes. But other than that, when the ball's like 6 turnovers again for him, just sloppy shit, undecisive. And even going back to the Sixers series, I thought game 7 and game 6, he was not good. He's just been, his slashing and driving game is predictable, and teams could get ahead of it.
And every team knows in the NBA that this guy needs to be have the ball in his hand the first quarter or the first half to get into the groove of things. Like, why don't they just fucking double team Jalen and be like, all right, we'll get you out of your fucking rhythm early and game over for that guy. It's so predictable. It's like every set play is for Jalen in the first quarter.
Yeah,
because he tells Joey Maz that that's what he wants, and Joe's like, yes, yes.
Joey's like, well, why don't you show me the play you're looking for, and I'll see if it works.
Hey, could you just put it out on this whiteboard here?
Yeah, and then you know what? Joe says, you know what? I like that play. Let's run it.
I like the way that looks.
Player
Let's call
empowerment.
it one. Yeah.
We'll call That's what Joey Maz is all about. Player empowerment. Coach exactly. Marcus Smart and Coach Mazzulla are all about the players.
And Jalen's like, Coach, it's a give and go. And he's like, what?
Is that a hockey term? In total, 15 turnovers for the Celts. They shot 34.5% from behind the line, 29 attempts, dominated in the paint, 62-40. Felt like in that first half, Brown and Tatum could get into the paint and get in the lane whenever they wanted, wherever they wanted. There's no real shot blocker on that team to speak of, which, if we want to shift a little bit to the positive, I don't know if if you didn't completely lose your shit in the third quarter, and obviously we know they won 3 of the 4 quarters because Joe Mazzulla told us that. They won 3 of the 4 quarters. They only lost 1 quarter. What a fucking loser this kid is. What an absolute loser Joe Mazzulla is. Thank you, Bobby. I'm sorry we didn't come around sooner with this, but
fuck you too for questioning me about that. You're like, what do you mean Joe Mazzulla? He's fucking great.
This kid sucks.
We were wrong.
Listen, to be on the positive side, all that game needed was 5 minutes of good defense from the Celtics. That's it. If they had a 5-minute stretch where they just locked it down, that's all they needed.
Yeah, and even in the first half, the shots that, like Kyle Lowry was pure from 3, like pull-ups, fadeaways, like that's not going to happen again. Gabe Vincent shooting as well as he did is not going to happen again. At least not 3 more times. Who's the Martin? They're not going to shoot 59% from 3. Maybe Duncan Robinson comes in and has a game. Max Strus has always shot well against the Celtics, but like these guys are not going to shoot close to 60% the whole series. Jimmy Butler is going to have a 14-point game on 28 attempts. Like that's going to happen. They were the very bottom of the league, the last placed team in the NBA offensively this year. Yeah. And they've obviously turned a lot of that around to be successful here in the playoffs, but their playoff run wasn't that fucking impressive. They beat the Bucks basically without Giannis, and they beat the Knicks in 6 games. In game 6, Jimmy Butler kind of stunk. So they are there to be had. It was just so goddamn predictable that Jimmy Butler and Spoelstra had their team ready to go in game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, and the Celtics are coming out there having their head coaches having to tell everybody how prepared they were and that they won 3 of the 4 quarters, but they let go of the rope, and there you go. So yeah, the positivity, I still see Celtics in 7, which is what I would have predicted from the beginning. This team is dead even the last several years they've played each other. I think they're in 14-14 against each other in the last, like, this iteration of the 2 teams. So, it's to be expected. It's just extremely frustrating, the lack of urgency, the lack of defense. It's like, can you just fucking show up once when you're supposed to?
So you think this thing goes 7?
Did you not just hear what I said?
That's what I'm asking. I'm just getting it on record. Yes, you think this is going 7?
Celtics in 7, yeah.
Okay. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a gentleman's sweep. I think Celtics going to roll 4 in a row right
now. So why are you even mad?
I'm not mad. I was just asking his opinion.
Why? Give it. Go ahead. Give us the analysis on the 4 straight gentleman sweep, and when's the last time the Tatum-led Celtics have ever won 4 playoff games in a row?
Never. And I just want my money back, so I was just trying to see if I can.
Oh, I see. Do you want to put $25 on a gentleman sweep?
You have to, yeah. But if it's 6 games, no. If it's 6 games, then no one wins.
Oh, 6 games to push.
Put 6 games as a push.
It was a push. Look at that. He's got a win and a back out.
He hedged the bot pod hedged his stupidity with a game 6 push.
Thank you.
Deal. Game back on the line. Thank you for the gentleman. As soon as that game 7 ended and the Sixers shot like 38% or whatever from the 3, I had $25 in my Venmo account. Thank you, Raymond.
You're welcome.
Promptly has been spent.
Yeah. Let's do this moment of cringe. Beware of the cringe here. I'm just going to read you some of the comments from it wasn't post game, or some of it was post game, some of it was the day after, I guess. Marcus Smart's in here, Tatum's in here, Joe Mazzulla's in here. I'm just going to run through it. You stop me when you hear something that piques your interest. This is from Marcus Smart. Quote, "We get tired of doing the little things sometimes. I think that showed exactly what we were talking about earlier, our spacing." That word's going to keep coming up. I think we get tired of doing the little things sometimes.
It's only a championship team.
Specifically with the spacing, they're just like, I don't want to do the right spacing right now. Fuck it. I'm going to go closer to Jalen. This time. Yeah. No, I want to be a little bit farther. Whatever.
Yeah. No, I think this is going to, let's just cheat in a little bit. I'd like to be close.
He's always saying that I need to be in the top of the key. Fuck that. I'm going to the baseline.
Here's one from Tatum. Yeah, I turned the ball over, threw it to Jimmy. That one's on me, Tatum said. Here's the cringe part. Quote, "Doing a shot fake. I just got sped up a little bit. Just got to slow down a little bit in those moments." How many of these moments do you need to know not to speed up, Tatum? You just dropped the greatest game in NBA playoff history, statistically. 2 days later, they're speeding you up.
Jimmy Butler's out there talking a lot of shit.
What are you talking about? How do you lose that much concentration in 48 hours?
It's tough.
Hey, he's got a kid. Deuce doesn't know how to wipe his own ass yet.
Yeah, maybe Deuce had a bad night.
Yeah. How dare you? We all have kids. We know how that is. You don't get a night's sleep. Prayers up for
work the next
Jason
day.
Tatum. Yep.
Yeah, whenever I don't sleep good, I usually take it out on employees at work. Absolutely.
I had some beverages last night, and they were not happy beers. And this morning, I was reminded of that. But you just mentioned the word deuce a couple times, and it reminded me.
No, you had to take poop
because you dropped a deuce.
Yeah, and none of them were fun or happy. So I get it. If deuce is a problem for Tatum, I get that.
Did you speed up the drinking last night because of the unhappy beers?
Yeah, I drank a lot last night.
Yeah, so what are you going to realize that you got to just settle down in the moment, slow down?
Yeah, no, look.
Oh,
I'm never going to learn. But that's been settled.
I see what Ray just did there, and that was impressive.
Thank you.
I'm going to take it as a compliment. Are you comparing me to a top 3 basketball player in the NBA in the world? I'll take that. Most people would just call it alcoholism, but to each their own, whatever.
We call it Tatum here.
It's a sickness, Ray.
And we have here one of the world's 3 top functioning alcoholics, Richard McPhee.
Yeah. You can't talk badly about me. I have a condition. So keep that.
I apologize.
We're going to have to beep that, Ray.
It's a disease. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's like diabetes, right?
Respect.
Thank you. Here's one. This is from Jaylen Brown. Quote, "It's a choice. It's a decision. Just come out and play with a different mentality," Jaylen Brown said. "We came out too cool. It was just almost like we were just playing a regular season game. It's the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, come on." Yeah. What are you talking about? How do you this is the same shit over and over through different words and different people, but how do you let that happen? We literally got a report from the player. Malcolm Brogdon told us that Al Horford had to stop the practice because they were all yanking their wangs, fucking about at the practice. He's like, come on, it's the Eastern Conference Finals. You can't be too cool, bros. And then lo and behold, Jaylen Brown comes out,
Wait.
just too cool.
You just picture what Derek White's sitting there. Hey, you guys want to do half court shots? And then what? Grant Williams is like in a Spider-Man outfit. He's like, nah. Let's
Trying
do a
to jump on the
layup
wall.
drill.
Trying to jump on the wall.
and then-
Yeah, they're playing half
Yeah.
court knockout for like 50 grand or whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, knockout.
Just
And
a
Al
bunch of
Horford's over there like, we should do suicides. Everyone's like, shut up, Gramps.
Just a bunch of dickheads. And where's Joey Maz in this? Where the fuck? Where's playing on his computer?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was sitting over
Oregon
there playing
Trail
Call
and
of
the
Duty.
fucking no, okay, Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Fucking- We came out too cool. No shit. Here comes Joey Maz. So the question was phrased, so why does the coach think they let go of the rope? Joe Mazzulla responded, quote, I don't know. It's a great question. That's what we got to figure out. But it came from our attention to detail. But we were prepared for this game. We were prepared for them. And our guys came out and played. Then we have to be better in the third quarter. So, lack of attention to detail, but they were prepared.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when your wife comes home and you're watching the kids all day and she says, did you feed them? Did you give them the medicine? And you're like, yeah. It was on the note. I read it. Yeah, I did all. You know, that's exactly how I feel.
And then when
like
she goes to the bathroom, you like
fucking
shove
rush
some
and you fucking do it all. Yeah. Yeah. Because you didn't do any of it.
You shove some bars down their throat and the Tylenol, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Told you I did it.
Yeah, see.
Al Horford, we necessarily won't make those adjustments unless, this is kind of scrambled. We feel like it's clear. Actually, I take that back. We did make some adjustments tonight. I feel like it worked better for us. I just think for us, we have to take more of a challenge on the defensive end. Just be more consistent with that. And that third quarter just killed us. Consistency. Asked about the team's struggles winning a home playoff game, Mazzulla, without even needing to look at game one score sheet, said, we won 3 of the 4 quarters. Have you heard the actual audio of it?
No.
It's
The doozy.
It's unbelievable. I should have fucking pulled it up. He says it twice without, like, they barely get the question off. It's like, we won 3 of the 4 quarters. We were prepared. We were prepared for this game.
He's such a little baby.
He's such a prick.
It's like literally, it's like when your kid does something and you call them out on it and they're like, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Exactly it. He's so butthurt about it. Here's the last one from Joey Maz. Quote, we were prepared, and then we let go of the rope. There's 2 storylines here. One, we were ready to play, and we did a great job of executing on both ends of the floor in the first half, and it's about consistency. We have to be prepared for when we do outplay them, that they're going to respond, and we have to respond. So we were prepared. We just let go of the rope. Just for anyone's counting, he said prepared 4 times there.
Maybe that was the word of the day. It was on his calendar.
What a great phrase from this. What a great framing of this. We have to be more prepared. This is basically what he said. We were prepared. We were so prepared that we were too good. We kicked their ass so bad that we unprepared ourselves for
So fucking good at coaching that we were just so fucking ready. Like,
yeah, we were so prepared. We were too good and kicked their ass too much that it unprepared us.
You don't
for
know
how
what it's
much
like
we'd
being
have to
this
be
fucking
prepared
good. I know.
for how much they would come back and play us again.
oh my God.
Maybe he is that good. Maybe he's just that much better than we think he is, and we're just simpletons.
He's actually Phil Jackson that just rammed Mike Krzyzewski and shit out Joe Mazzulla.
Yeah. Yeah, men can be pregnant. All right, that's your Celtics bashing. I want to turn the positivity knob on after headlines here and just revert back to that Game 7. We haven't talked about it. It's going to be a little bit harder to revel in the moment after Game 1 against the Heat. But I want to talk about Tatum's Game 7 and the Sixers. We can shit on the Sixers, which will be fun. We'll do that for a couple minutes. First, headlines with the obvious one.
Thank you, Richard. The Celtics host the Miami Heat for Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, and Michael Jordan's son, Jimmy Butler, dropped 35 points in a 123-116 win. Game 2 Friday night at fucking 8:30 again. The Red Sox were swept by the Cardinals last weekend, but took 2 out of 3 to the Mariners, and Nick Pivetta has been sent to the bullpen. And the Champions League's final is set with Manchester City taking on Inter Milan June 10th. This has been Headlines with the obvious one.
What's a reasonable bedtime for you, Raymond?
Like 9:15, 9:30.
It's very reasonable.
Are
Very
you
reasonable.
falling asleep at that time, or are you getting into bed and checking TikTok, looking around
Like
down
9
there to see if
o'clock.
you've got any movement?
9 o'clock. I'm in bed. 9:15. I check the pulse to see if it moves.
Yeah.
9:45. Lights out.
Wow. Okay, so that's a 45-minute settle down.
Yeah.
I can see how that. Now, do you go straight to the base for the pulse, or do you check around on the shaft, or
Always the
Look
shaft
ahead.
first, and then I grab the testicles, check for lumps. No
do you use
lumps.
both hands for that?
Why would you do this while in bed? Why are you doing a testicular exam at that point?
I
To
have
see
big
if it'll get
nuts.
hard so you can jerk off. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Is she just right there with you? Is she just like, whatever?
I tap her and I hear her snoring. I'm like, ah, she's out. It's just you and me tonight, buddy.
Yeah. She's like, did it work? No. Good night. Yeah, all right. So let's turn the positivity knob just a second. I want to go back to that game 7. Celtics win 112-88. Jason Tatum with a all-time performance, 51 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, no turnovers. Best game of his career, you could call it. And not only that, it was just the way that he did it. It's exactly what you wanted to see from him. Exact opposite of what we saw from him in game 1 against the Heat. But he came out aggressive in the first quarter, something he hadn't done all series against the 76ers. Was getting into the lane, was getting aggressively to the hoop, was not looking for fouls, was just playing with patience and strength, and then opened up his outside shot. And then once he sees a couple go down, that's when he gets, unstoppable. And that's what he was. And then the second half, it was basically over, but it was sweet to see him just fucking hunting Embiid. He was just hunting him with some of those possessions and dropping threes in his eye. It was like, and then it was just a party. I mean, certainly call it midway through the third quarter, they started to run away with it. And those loser dogs, Embiid and Harden, just quit. And it was a rout from there. But your impression on Tatum in that game and the Celtics closing out 6ers and 7.
I'll go quickly for you, Bobby. For me, it's the NBA got pie in their eye with Embiid's performance in this game 7. Giving him the MVP, I think they have to change it up with the MVP voting because that was a little ridiculous. Maybe wait till the conference finals are done and then have some voting because Jokic, whatever, shows that he's the true MVP of this whole league. But Embiid just pities when it comes to, or turtles when it comes to these big moments, and he can't win the big one.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I think, the way that the NBA does the MVP needs to be different. Either they have to do it immediately after the regular season ends and just get it out there and not have it be done in the postseason because this has happened to them before with Dirk Nowitzki. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just the 76ers are that team. They had Ben Simmons, they've had Harden, they've had Embiid. Embiid was this MVP, like the sympathetic MVP figure for no real reason as to why he was given the award. But yeah, I mean, Tatum was great. Like you said, once those shots started falling, he built up so much momentum that it was unstoppable. And yeah, it was about midway through the third quarter. It just became it was an absolute party. Everybody was hitting threes. I think there was this one spot they hit like 5 threes in a row and they were just absolutely downing them. And now with Doc Rivers gone, this 76ers experiment has expired. It's over. Maybe they keep Embiid or maybe they choose to blow it up again like they've done before. So who knows? But this team is, I mean, you can't build around Harris and Maxey. I mean, they're role guys that they added to this. I mean, Maxey's a good player. Harris is just a guy. But the whole 76ers thing is this team's done. They're gonna have a new roster next year.
I know you said you can't do that around Maxey, but it seems like that's what all these Philadelphia fans want. And blow it up, get rid of Harden, get as many draft picks as you can. I mean, and B, they're even saying get rid of him, pull the trigger on him. It's not working. The process
Get
is
something
10
for
years.
him. I mean, you certainly Maxey's the young guy. He would be like one of your young core players. He can't be your best player, but it would be keep him and then try and get another guy in.
Yeah, build around
a
superstar player X that you can bring in that matches up
Yeah.
pretty well with him.
Exactly.
You can't get rid of Embiid. He's
I don't think you can, but I think Philadelphia is just so butthurt that the process, trust the process. Look
and they
at this.
should be. He quit, and then his comments after the game, which I want to get to in a second, but I just want to go back to that game 7. Tatum, rightfully so, is getting a lot of the credit because the first half he was their only offense, and then obviously we did what it did in the second half. But the catalyst of that game changed on James Harden's fat ass punching Jaylen Brown in the face, get the flagrant, and then Jaylen Brown getting tugged by Niang on the sideline there. The Celtics were about to go down 11 points if James Harden makes that layup, and then within a minute and a half the game was tied. Immediately after the technical or the flagrant,
which
one
was
of the
bullshit
other, whatever
on
one.
Jaylen.
Yeah, that was a bad call. Scott Foster. And that was a Joey Maz moment. Storms out in the court, calls timeout, flips out in the refs. Rightfully so. There were 3 weird bad calls.
Yeah.
For the Celtics, and it was like, ooh, what's going on here? Game 7 NBA. What are the Celtics doing? Then you go. Scott Foster's like 22-4 in favor of the Celtics when he refs them, and then the second guy on that team's like 19-0 and from Massachusetts, I guess.
Yeah.
He's a huge Celtics fan. So
Hell yes.
But this is to lead into my next question, which is Jaylen Brown actually holding Tatum back when you see a game like that and you see the touches that Tatum gets and how effective he can be when it's basically just him? Even in that game in the fourth quarter, like Tatum was just like gave the ball to Jaylen almost to like pity him and go, yeah, man, I'm having a night, but you go get some buckets too. Okay. And then Tatum Brown tried to do his one-on-one thing. But that's all to say, without Jaylen Brown, he was the catalyst for that game 7. They were losing by 10 until Jaylen Brown, made a couple big plays and then opened the floodgates there. So the question remains, Ray, I saw you shaking your head. Is Jaylen Brown actually holding Tatum back in some of these games, not allowing him to get his rhythm, not allowing him to get as many shots and touches as maybe he needs?
I think so. I think Jaylen Brown needs the ball. And like I said earlier, he needs the ball to get in rhythm like every single goddamn game, it seems like. First quarter, they're forcing the ball to Jaylen Brown as much as possible so he can get in rhythm. And obviously Tatum and other guys get into, shot selections when they can, but it seems like Jaylen has to get going first and then everyone else can be by the wayside and then get going. But it seems like it's Jaylen's priority to get going first. And I don't think that's right. I think Tatum's your best player. I think Tatum should have been forced the ball in the second half yesterday. But yeah, that's what I think. I think Brown needs to take a step back and know that you're Robin and not Batman.
So I agree. This is what Jaylen Brown needs to be given a role. He's not good enough to have free reign. He can't have the Tatum rules. So if Jaylen Brown is given free reign to do whatever he wants, then he is holding Tatum back because he's not that good. If Jaylen Brown has a defined role which he works in, he could excel at it because he's a great athlete and he is a good player, but he can't do whatever he wants. He's not good enough.
Yeah, maybe like holding it back is not the way to describe it, but it deflates a lot of momentum. It feels like when they're not both clicking, when Jaylen Brown has scored in the 40s for this team and had some of those nights, and generally when that happens, Tatum's in like the 13 range. It's like they're one of the other one is going off. It's very rare that they both go. And I think they're undefeated when they both have 30 points, but it's something like they've done it maybe 18 games or something in the entire career, which is, say whatever, 30 points is 30 points. But when the offense is clicking and the ball is moving and they can both, take advantage of their skill set, then it looks great. When things slow down and they each need a set and go one-on-one, then the ball should be in Tatum's hands and Jaylen Brown should find a spot up. Can nobody figure out how to make Jaylen Brown the guy that gets the ball when Tatum is doubled? Can no one figure that out? This was it. I said I had a counterpoint to the Joe Mazzulla sucks thing. This is it. Brad Stevens, Udoka, and Joe Mazzulla, the trend of this team is the same. They're not focused. They are lackluster when they should be extremely focused. The thing with Marcus Smart shooting too much in the fourth quarter and these Jaylen Brown or Tatum going silent at the end of games, that has been consistent through 3 different head coaches. So as much as
We got to be looking at the players that
Joey Mass sucks, it's like, hey, Tatum, you just dropped 51. You're going to need to shoot more than 4 times and a half when you're losing. You're going to need to actually get a field goal attempt in the fourth quarter when you're losing, not 3 straight turnovers. Can a good coach drag that out of an excellent player? Yeah, that's your difference. Joe Mazzulla is a net zero if or negative, however you want to look at it. But anyway, that was my Mazzulla tangent.
No one's gonna argue with that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I had to finish up. There's 76ers follow. Doc got fired. Embiid and Harden can't do it themselves. That was an Embiid comment after the loss, getting buried for that one, rightfully so. They combined, Embiid and Harden combined for 24 points on 8 of 29 shooting and 9 turnovers. And they said that they can't do it themselves. Meanwhile, Tobias Harris outscored him at 19, Maxey outscored him at 17, and PJ freaking Tucker had 11 points. But Embiid doesn't think that the Sixers can do it by themselves. James Harden was asked about his relationship with Doc Rivers. How is it, and do you want him back next year? James Harden replied with, "It's okay." A day later,
it came out in the media that he didn't want to play with him. He said he wouldn't play for Doc Rivers ever again.
I would, if anybody,
I guarantee Doc Rivers doesn't want to coach James Harden.
No, who would? Anybody sign? So I also read that Harden's going to deny his player option, which is like $36 million, and try and get a long-term contract on a team championship
Sounds like
team.
a bad idea to me.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck, man. That guy sucks. Absolute fucking loser. And Embiid, I called it years ago. His dogging in the playoffs. He's a fucking loser too.
I think they all said that. Watch out for Houston. He's going to go back to Houston, and he's going to try to get Brown to go with him.
I think the Ime Harden pairing works in an off the court level.
Yeah,
I think if those two are rolling through Houston, I think most lowbrow women need to watch out, or they will get dicked down.
Hide your kids, hide your wives, hide your kids. Harden and I
exactly.
There's gonna be a baby boom down in Houston pretty
There'll
soon.
be a bearded man and a bald man out there, ladies. Be careful.
Yeah, be safe. Be safe.
Did you see how the press? Did you watch the NBA draft at all?
No.
So they had the
lottery. The lottery.
Sorry, yeah, the lottery. So they had like everyone that was in the lottery, blah blah blah, and Ime went for fucking Houston. And the video, like, they were giving spiels on everyone, and then it came to Ime, and they're like, the Houston Rockets head coach, Ime Udoka, and then like panned off him as fucking fast as possible.
That's either the ballsiest, cockiest move to send a guy that was fired for sexual assault to be like the PR person for your team at.
Yeah, usually you send like your warmest, fluffiest story, not like you're a sexual predator.
Or just a suit, like just a no-name guy.
That'd be like Raymond High School sending Apkowitz over for like fucking like a presentation for like keys of the city or something, you know.
During the thing, you know how they line them up like all the representatives, like in little things. Yeah, he was like right next to like the daughter of the owner of the Magic, and he probably keeps leaning over each time. They're like, Ime, stop, Ime.
Oh, you know, he had an earpiece in so they could tell him, hey, stop looking at her.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, bold choice by the Rockets. Spurs won that NBA draft.
Yeah, they got the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes. They're getting him.
I've recently heard about this guy. Apparently, he's the consensus number one.
He's like supposed to be a 7'6". His arms look like the tentacles from the alien in like Independence Day. He's just like, yow. And he can shoot and drive and whatever else. Skinny as fuck. He's probably gonna break an ACL or an MCL.
After this show, look up his feet. You'll have fucking nightmares.
So the FBI will be at your doorstep. Wembanyama feet is key code word for something else.
Oh, serious.
Yeah, exactly.
I read something. I meant to put this. This is why I did this. The more you know section was for this one fact, and I couldn't think of it while I was writing this email. So we have some other ones, but this is relative. The Hornets, who got second, they've now got the second draft pick in 4 lotteries. The first was Shaq, and the first overall picks went like this. So they're drafting second.
Oh
They've
no.
been able to do this this is the fourth time, I think. The previous three, Shaq was drafted first over before Charlotte got to him. Dwight Howard was drafted before him, and then AD, I think it was.
Correct.
Anthony Davis was drafted, and then the guy that they take, it just sucks. Like, never fucking works. And then this year it's Wembanyama. But I guess the second rated guy is really, really good too. I forget his name. I don't watch college basketball.
Dude, well, all these guys play for G League or overseas.
Right?
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
Wembanyama's coming from France, right, or Spain?
Yeah, France.
Yeah, so many of them actually play, like semi-pro.
Because they want to get
Smart.
paid.
The league's just as good, if not better, than the NCAA, and they get paid handsomely.
Especially the way college basketball is now. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
unwatchable.
You got to get rid of that one and done rule. You got to make those kids go
Yeah.
and play. And
I would rather watch YouTube videos of like guys playing street ball.
Yeah.
Way better.
Professor's out there still.
Ooh, he still is out there.
Unfortunately, we've run out of time for the Red Sox, so we'll get to them another night. I think they won yesterday, so not great timing for them right now. So we'll just do a quick break, and we'll get into our segment, The More You Know, right after this. Cue the shining star.
Well, I'm a little pissed because what's this Facebook fight you put under the Red Sox? Did you get into Did you get into a Facebook fight?
Yeah, told you I was drinking last night.
Damn it! I gotta go on our page now and look at all of it.
I tagged Simple Line, so you can probably find it. And yeah, I don't know, just antagonist shit. And I don't do it almost ever anymore. When we first started the show and we were trying to get our Twitter page, like I
remember those days.
My physical health was deteriorating from like embarking in Twitter battles. I don't know how people do it.
I know you did.
It's an absolute cesspool. And they're not real people. The things that they say, it's like, is this truly your intelligence level?
No.
Or you just like, are you an anime online that like doesn't
It's
think?
just a little shitbag somewhere going, this guy's going to get pissed. You think, boop, boop, and then you're just sitting there.
It's just
raging.
1,000 Ray bots fucking needling me. Yeah, no, some guys like, I was like, Red Sox suck. And here, they blow.
Yeah.
Well, give him a chance, man. Give him a chance. Casas. And there's this big thing. This guy wrote some big thing about Tristan Casas. And I just responded 189, which is his batting average. And the guy goes, yeah, so? I go, he sucks. And he goes, apparently I'm not going to be able to have a mature conversation with you. And then I just wrote a diatribe of why the whole Red Sox organization is a piece of shit. Haven't got a response. So go check that out on Facebook if you want.
All right.
But this is called The More You Know, just some handsome facts. We'll start with sports and we'll move into some more randomness. This one is basically just a fake way to get in a Patriots segment when nothing's going on in the football world. So here's a little fact for you. The projected starters at the tackle position for the Patriots, there's three of them right now. There's Trent Brown, Riley Reif, Calvin Anderson. Between the three of them, they should play significant minutes at both left and right tackle. They cumulatively, and with their respective offensive line units last year, gave up 162 sacks. Riley Reif was a part of the fourth worst offensive line in the Chicago Bears. Calvin Anderson was left tackle for the worst offensive line when it comes to sacks in the Denver Broncos. They gave up 63. Bears gave it 58. And your own New England Patriots, smack dab in the middle, 15th in the league with 41 sacks given up. Bobby, your impressions and what you think of this tackle situation as we move into the season here.
I think it's pretty clear that the Patriots decided that coaching was the problem and that these players weren't going to be the problem, and that now with a new offensive line coach that it's going to get better. I think they're 100% banking on coaching because they're not investing in the tackle position. I mean, they're drafting guards left and right. So unless they're going to start playing 5 guards out there, they just think that they're going to coach it up better. Maybe they think they're going to get the ball out quicker in this new offense, run different plays that are going to be more conducive to protecting the tackles. But yeah, I mean, they're not putting high-end talent in the tackle position.
Baffling they didn't draft the tackle. They had Broderick Jones there. They decided to dick the Jets instead to go draft Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah, they obviously hated that guy.
Dawan Jones?
DeJuan Jones.
DeJuan Jones? Sorry.
Yeah, come on now.
Dawan?
Don't fucking mispronounce his name.
Sorry, the other Jones kid. They could have got him in whatever the third round.
Any one of those picks.
He was right there for the taking. Crazy. Ray, you can buy into this one. The other conspiracy is that Bill Belichick is still ridding this team of the Mac Jones supporters. And with this savvy move to bring in some suckbags at tackle, he's gonna get Mac killed and pave the way for Zappy Fever.
I love that. I buy into that 100%.
Even if he's not like trying to transplant Mac out of there, maybe he just wants them to feel the pain a little bit this year. It's like, fuck you, kid. Deal with these idiots.
Call Bill O'Brien again over my watch, motherfucker. Boom.
Yeah. You want to call Bill O'Brien when I'm not here? Now he's your coach, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deal with his grumpy ass.
I know, right? You think he's so great? He is.
So there you go. There's your tackle situation for the Patriots. A little did you know, but the more you know. Here's one bouncing off of our last segment about the 76ers. James Harden statistically is the worst 3-point shooter in game 7s in NBA history. He scored 21 points in his career game 7s. He shoots 36 from the field. He shoots 22% from 3-point range. This is James Harden when on those Rockets teams went to the Western Conference Finals. It had long playoff runs. He won 3 scoring championships. 1 MVP, 2 MVPs, whatever. We all know what James Harden was in his prime. He was the scorer. He was lights out. He shoots 22% from 3 in game 7s. Statistically the worst 3-point shooter in NBA history in game 7s with a minimum of 25 attempts. And obviously we saw that up close and personal there just last week.
Interesting. But yet they don't need help. I mean, they do need help. I mean, they can't do it alone over there in Philadelphia.
I'm still intrigued by Harden going to the Rockets and then those two just dicking up the town.
At a 22%.
Who else can we get? Who's another NBA sleuth that could also join them?
Oh, who's the guy that left the bubble to get chicken wings at the
Lou Williams.
Lou Williams.
I think he's
I'm saying someone that's notoriously, womanizing. He just wanted some wings. He did go to a strip club.
Well, if Kobe Bryant was still alive,
R.I.P. Right.
R.I.P.
We're gonna have to beep that.
No way, but he was a womanizer.
Who was that racist owner that got ousted? Was he just racist? I'm sure he had some
Donald Sterling,
some iffy sexual stuff going on too.
Donald Sterling, yeah,
Donald Sterling. Yeah.
But he's not fun. I'm looking for fun here, like a fun
I'm sorry,
scenario.
I don't
That's
have a
more
Rolodex of fucking sexual predators. Abkowitz, bring him back to the game. Whatever. So you got the two NBA guys. They're a lawyer.
Yeah.
That was a Jewish joke.
I know, because he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Took a minute to register right there.
Yeah.
Like, lawyer. All right.
Thank you. Oh, fuck. I had a fourth and I lost. Oh, and for security, they can bring Ja.
Click clack, motherfuckers.
What about Cromartie? They can go with Cromartie and Clinton Portis.
Ooh.
Too many kids.
And now
Cromartie's have a babysitting club.
Yeah, he's gonna have to bring a van for his gaggle of kids.
There's no way he can name all those.
He's got 2 vans. He's got one van for the gaggle of kids, and then the other van for all of the women that he had those kids with.
Those are called baby mamas.
The correct term is baby mama.
Yeah, that could turn the mood down a little bit.
Yeah.
We can think about it. I'm sure there's plenty of candidates out there. Here's one for you, Ray. This one's for you. Glaciers and icebergs hold 69% of the world's fresh water.
Nice.
It's an excellent percentage. Climate change is fake.
It was cold as fucking shit here yesterday.
It's not real.
Global warming, my ass.
I was golfing yesterday. It was freezing.
You guys don't believe that shit. It's fake.
The world's going to get 1.5% Celsius by 2027. That's what I just read.
So was that minus 32?
I'll just keep moving north.
What is that?
It's another ice age coming. It's fine. Just
whatever. Yeah, but how, like our great grandkids are gonna have to worry about it?
I don't know. Bobby just said it's fake. Don't worry about it.
It's fake. Yeah, what the fuck?
Well, I'm just saying, fuck my great grandkids.
Hey, you know what's not fake?
Oh, that's gonna be on the internet. I didn't mean that, baby. I love you.
You know what's not fake? There are 4 quadrillion bacteria on Earth.
Is that a real number?
It's on the internet, right? What do you want from me?
Reside in Ray's asshole.
69%.
Yeah.
And here's a fun one for you. For every single panda in every single zoo in the entire world belongs to the Chinese government and they're on loan.
So they're robots. They're spies.
Every single panda in a zoo in the world is being loaned out by the government of China.
There's some Chinaman sitting there that has to keep track of all that shit. And he's like, oh, yes. We miss no panda. We miss no panda.
I'm going to have to beep out Chinaman.
Fine.
Simplest minds of the week right after this.
Are you stupid or something? I'm as stupid as a stupid does.
That's also a fucking terrible Chinese accent.
No, it was great.
No banda. It's like Indian / Middle East.
It was like
I thought it was relatively spot
Chinaman.
No,
I think
it was
from the area of the
correct
country where people generally manage pandas, it's accurate.
Oh, me not like a panda. I have to count too many.
Why do you look like you're orgasming when you make that?
I love Asian accents.
Do you?
I do.
It's disgusting.
You don't like the food, not the accent.
Oh,
now you've truly passed into racism.
No, I didn't.
We were just joking. We were just joking.
Yeah, I know. I was.
It's not a beautiful language.
There's probably a man that's in charge of those things.
I said,
obviously not a woman. If it's
that
China.
Guy's got a ledger the size of the Great Wall itself, and he's gonna mark down every fucking panda. Like, God damn it. Great Britain wants another one.
A ledger the size of the Great Wall.
Just a fucking scroll.
Do you think he names each panda too? It's not like Panda 1, Panda 2. No, he names them.
No, it's panda, whatever Chinese is for one. That's
it. 1 is castle. 2 is bigger castle. 3 is egg roll.
0
2 egg roll.
Funny, not racist.
Yeah, it's funny.
If it's funny, it's not racist. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Speaking of funny, here's a story for you. Here's the headline. Woman joins a search party for herself. Thank you. Here's a story. This
trolling?
This is from 2012, so whatever. Woman goes missing on a vacation in Iceland. Here's the headline. Missing woman mystery solved. A group of tourists spent hours Saturday night looking for a missing woman near Iceland's Elgia Canyon, only to find her among the search party. The group was traveling through Iceland on a tour bus and stopped near a volcanic canyon. Soon, there was word of a missing passenger. The woman, who had changed clothes, didn't recognize the description of herself and joined the search. But the search was called off around 3 a.m. when it became clear the missing woman was, in fact, accounted for in searching for herself. That's not one of the more outrageous stories we've had on the show, but that's as simple fucking minded as you can get.
I'd take her to civil court if I was on vacation and wasted all that fucking time looking for this stupid bitch who was in the search party all along. I'd be taking her to court.
I guarantee you that the last thing I would do on vacation is join a search party. Okay. I can guarantee that. If that's something that you do, you travel to Iceland and then you start searching for random Icelanders. What the fuck?
I just like to back this up that Bobby's not being facetious here with a quick story from high school. We were going to a Celtics game and we're taking the train in from someplace, and like a bunch of idiots the only other person here that matters is Matt Sullivan. We jumped on the tracks as the train was coming and screamed, "What are you waiting for?" As if it was from the movie, whatever that. What was that?
I don't know.
Scary movie. I Know What You Did Last Summer. And we screamed,
Oh.
"What are you waiting for?" And then we hopped onto the other side of the tracks, and then the train pulled up, and we got on. And then the conductor came walking down the train, spotted us, and basically said, "You shithead kids, get the fuck off this train. You," and he put it to Matt, said, "You got to get off this train now." The rest of us had our buddy's back. He said, "Yeah, I got it. Okay, we're leaving." And Bobby said, "I'm not getting off the fucking train." He didn't tell me to get off the train. And
I'm
actually, I
not
don't
looking for nobody.
I think you eventually got off the train, but you weren't happy about it. Speaking of not being happy, killing the segues here. Oh no! Oh, I put the wrong fucking link in. Anyway, here's the story. I don't know if you remember this story happened a couple years ago. Parents are suing Little League because their kid fell out of a bunk bed and got like severe brain damage and was close to dying, like had brain swelling or whatever. And I guess there's been a couple kids over the years that have fallen out of the bunk beds. And these parents are suing Little League because their kids fell out of a bunk bed.
Wait,
Were they like traveling for Little League, but they were in a bunk bed?
Yeah, the Little League World Series.
oh,
And sorry, I didn't explain that well because the story's not in front of me. The Little League World Series, and they whatever, they stay at bunkhouses, but it's a fucking bunk bed. Have you never slept in a bunk bed?
don't they have size on them?
Are these kids like 2-year-olds where you have to put up the guard so they don't fall out of the bed?
It's Little League. They're 8 and 9 and 12. They're 12 years old.
Yeah,
Danny
I think 12
Amonte
and
was like
13,
40,
yeah.
but like the rest
Yeah.
of them are 12.
Bunch of
did.
softies.
Did they win? Did they win the battle?
I don't know, but would you do that? So they're saying like the bed should have sides on them. Whatever. Now they've taken all bunk beds down because, of course. So now
No room for activities.
No room for activities. Step
None. No.
So now there's you got to sleep in this whatever boring sterile room where everybody's on a cot. That would suck. Imagine like you're 10 and you go to the Little League World Series the next year and they're like, "Yeah, last year we got to have fucking bunk beds. It was sick, but some stupid kid fell off. So now they make us sleep in these cots."
This reminds me of high school as well. When we went to the Bahamas on our class trip, and the following year, you guys got fucked.
Son of a bitch.
All because someone wanted to go buy some weed out in the island, and she got lost. That ruined it for everyone.
Simplest mind of the week. And then, of course, he was mentioned as part of the security for the Dick Wrecking crew down in Houston. But Ja Morant makes the news again, flashing his gun on IG Live. Promise of a significant suspension. I'm hearing minimum 25 games, potentially half the season, potentially the whole season. People are thrown out there. That won't happen, but lost $39 million because of his first incident with that strip club gun that kept him off the All-NBA team, basically. Endorsements, I think he's already lost 30 or 20 million, and then he's up for a new deal like soon. And Memphis Grizzlies like, get out of here, man. So he's suspended from all Memphis Grizzlies activities, and then the league is going to come down on him pretty hard. Because he wanted to throw a gun? Because he wanted to hold a gun? What an idiot.
He's pretty dumb.
Good luck, motherfucker.
You know what I don't like from this Ja Morant stuff and all the analysts is, we got to get this kid help. This kid, he's a sympathetic figure. We got to get him help. No.
He's just a bit of an asshole.
He's just an asshole. He's a dumb fucking asshole. And he deserves everything he's about to lose. Everything. Just get rid of the guns, asshole. What's the line? What's that? Liar, liar. Remember the movie Liar, Liar with Jim Carrey? He's in the bathroom and he's beating the shit out of himself to try to get a court case. And some guy comes in and asks him for advice as a lawyer. It's like, quit breaking the law, asshole.
Yeah.
That should be the advice to Ja Morant, even though he's not really breaking the law. But is that gun registered? Probably not.
This one could have been completely legal.
That was racist.
That's probably why he did it. He's like, it's my gun. It's registered in this state.
Oh, this was the other part of the social media. I went down that rabbit hole too. And the amount of, I'm assuming, MAGA gun nuts that are like, guns are fucking legal in that state, man. Guns are legal. Guns are legal. He's not doing anything wrong. It's like, yeah, he's not getting arrested, you dumb shits. The NBA, which is a private
they just don't want their
organization,
players flashing guns in cars.
is not down with that.
Yeah.
Or pointing red dots at the opponent's bus after they lose.
And people. It's never
Pew
good.
pew.
Pew pew. Pew pew. All right, sad. Codified. John Morant's an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't deserve help. It's just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what he does next week.
Me too.
Maybe he'll beat up another kid.
Oh, he's got to play street ball to make some money now.
That's true.
It'd be nice to see him like on the next iteration of bum fights, like down the line. Like you see the headline pop up, like
maybe
ex-NBA player John Morant and look in most recent bum fight.
Or like and one could start and he could get like a cool nickname, like Dirty Rug.
Dirty.
There's Swish a lot. Yeah. Okay. Well, this has been the Simple Mind Sports Show. Friday Rewind, May 19th. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Trying to think of how many. There's going to be 3 more Celtics games, I think, before the next time we record.
Yeah, we'll
Friday,
be
Sunday,
we'll be happy, angry, and mad
Tuesday.
all again.
Thursday.
So
I'll be $25 richer.
Your gentleman's sweep could be on the line as we record.
Well, then
or the series could be over when the Celtics get swept out.
We never talked about that.
We didn't. Yeah, that's also a push.
Yeah, push. Yeah.
But we both have to pay Bobby $25 if the Celtics get swept.
I'll take that deal.
Done.
Just as
This is a low risk, high reward deal for me.
Yeah. God damn it.
Yep. I'm in.
That's come on, Celtics.
Do you remember before when I said I was considering being a Jimmy Butler fan? I'm on.
I'm tweeting Tatum tonight just to let him know what the stakes are now, so he gets.
Don't put any more pressure on him. He'll fold. He'll be like, "There's a $50 bet on the line." Oh my god,
that's a bad move, dude.
Yeah.
This Jimmy Butler fan's about to make out like a fat rat.
I know.
Fuck.
God.
I got something troubling on my mind. I got something lonely side of side. I got something on my mind.
Marty! You've got to come back with me!
Where?
Back to the future!
His nice stash. Look at that.
So your pickup line to every guy, Bobby. Nice stash.
Yeah. Works most of the time.
Hey, kudos. Kudos.
Good evening, you simple cunts. How's
You
it going?
sound like shit.
It's going.
Oh, cool, Ray. Thanks. You're such a fucking mean person. I hate you so much.
I'm just saying, you didn't plug your cordy cord in.
Fucking much.
You didn't plug your cordy cord in. That's all I'm telling you. As he goes and scrolls through, clicks the audio. He's gonna say, now he's gonna say, Ray, you're a fucking genius. I take back every hurtful thing I've ever said about you. You're such a intellectual and smart and savvy and handsome and devilish looks, and I wish I could be you. I wish I could be your height, but I'm a giant and I have a glorious
I wish I
mustache.
could be your height. There it is.
Oh,
Well, now he's going to start off the show angry because he's been corrected by you to begin it.
that happens. He's been angry at me all week. I don't know why. I've been showing nothing but love to him.
Speaking of
He
your
doesn't
height,
need
Ray,
reason.
do people just
Oh, you sound great.
when you walk through a crowd, are you literally just getting bombarded with farts from people's assholes that you're level with?
Oh, short joke. Short joke. That was a short joke.
I was wondering where he was going with it initially.
Yeah. I mean, that was a bad one. That was like my kind of joke that I would lead with. But yeah, you might want to try
Shut
that
the
again.
fuck up, Ray. Bobby, anything going on with you?
Yeah, same old normal stuff.
Cool, that's
you
awesome.
know?
Let's start the show with some opening things. Ray's the